Oh, crap, reverse the camera. There we go.
All ornaments are now going in one box.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Just wait for peeps to jump on and we'll get started. A little chit chat tonight. Hang out, have a good time. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. Almost that time. I was mess with this leaf a little bit while I'm waiting. Seven o'clock. Three. Hey, Cal, Happy New Year. Just messing around a little bit till some folks jump on. Good to see you. I appreciate you coming. Doing a little leaf prep for later. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. Thanks so much for coming. Man, 17. That's great. Keep coming, guys. That's awesome. Try not to say this too much during the stream, but Albert, hello. Trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're pretty close. At 458, I believe is what it was. Pretty good, Sunru. How are you? Can't complain at all. Just separating this leaf. This is some Honduran I just got out of the pound, and it's still kind of compressed, as you can see. I cased it a little bit, so I'm trying to pull it apart. Northern Ireland. Excellent. Thanks, William. Nice to see you. Appreciate you coming. So just make it a little bit easier later on when we start bunching. Got some nice Coronas here to wrap up. Got some real pretty San Andreas. I think we just got. All right, that's ready to go. Beautiful. So tell me, you guys smoke cigars? You just enjoy watching the stream? Tell me what you're into. We can work some stuff out. We got some fun stuff to do tonight. Got some Perique we're going to lay in to some of our bunches. I kind of put this blend together thinking about using the Perique. You know, anything in excess is bad. This is Nicaraguan Condego. This is a Viso, a little middle priming. Talk about Viso, Seco, and Ligero. Comes from the lower part, middle part, and the top part of the plant. This is a Viso, so it comes from the middle of the plant. This one is a Seco. It comes from the bottom of the plant. And this is also a Viso, so it comes from the middle of the plant. We're going to use the Perique as the heavy duty. No, I don't sell. I just roll for entertainment. Here's this. Anime, what's happening? Ooh, that one's no good. That's a binder. That's a binder. At the moment, anime, I am messing with just kind of seeing what I have as far as wrapper goes. What I'm going to wrap these with. This is not as much pretty in there as I'd hope there'd be. Hey, how's it going? How did I get here? What is that? It's tobacco. We're going to be wrapping some cigars here in a little while. Oh, there it is. There's the San Andreas. This is Mexican San Andreas wrapper. It's the outer portion of the cigar, what makes it look pretty. B&W, what's up, brother? How you doing? The reason we don't sell is because to be able to sell, you have to go through a bunch of stuff with the government and pay a bunch of taxes. And basically, we just don't want that much government oversight in our lives. I don't anyway. Although it would be nice to be able to sell. It really, truly would. Got some little Coronas here. Little pretty guys. It's going to be fun. You thought it was leather? That happens. It does kind of look leatherish, doesn't it? It's a little bit stretchy too. A lot like leather is. South Africa. Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much for stopping by. Whew. Now that this move is mostly done, I can get back to watching videos and watching my boy P&W's streams. True threats, yeah. Nice. All right. Got a few folks on. Let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and pull our first wrapper out. I kind of stayed off the San Andreas bandwagon for the longest time, but with one of these other companies where we get our leaf starting to reduce the amount of leaf that they had, I figured, why not? Now's a good time. It was right at Christmas anyway, so why not? Oh, cool. I'd love to have a cigar bar. That would be neat. Truth. It's therapeutic for us too. Strangely enough, it really is. It forces us to slow down and focus on what we're doing. Anybody can learn it, though. I truly believe that. Anybody can. Jimmy, we are wrapping these little guys right here. And these are cigars, or these are bunches. And this is the wrapper. As I've heard it called many times, it's the dress on the lady. I think it's much more than that. I think it's too simplified. You get a lot of the flavor from the cigar out of the wrapper, quite a bit, in my opinion. And that's a differing opinion from other folks sometimes, but doesn't matter. Can you make what was that? Shoot. Something like a cigar? Probably. Unfortunately, the word, I'm assuming it's straw because I can't see the rest of it. It's being blocked. We put in the cigar. Yes, I am going to show you later. It's later on. We've got these other leaves that are sitting around here, and we're going to bunch those into some other cigars. No worries at all. My spelling's horrible too. All right. Dude, no kidding. I wouldn't even take $1. It's a quarter. Hey, sorry, I fell off your stream the other night, dude. I fell asleep. Apparently, I fell asleep, and the wife decided that she was going to watch something else before she went to sleep, and that's totally fine. Tend to wrap in a more traditional Cuban style. Eric Maddox, what's up, brother? How you doing? Where is my finger towel? Oh, there it is. Keep a towel on my lap just to see if sometimes you get too much glue on your fingers and stuff sticking all over the place. I was in Tampa about 3 months ago. Was it 3 months ago? A couple months back. But no, I'm in Virginia. I would agree with you 100%. In my opinion, it's the good stuff, yes. If I could, I most certainly would. That violates a half dozen federal laws, and I don't want to go to jail. But you know what I did forget to do? I did forget to set this to 5 5/8. I know I got a flavored smoke, say coffee or rum. I don't normally roll flavored cigars, but they are plentiful in the market. Plentiful. There we go. Not too shabby at all. That guy up there. Oh, thank you. Strangely enough, I get coffee a lot as a note when I'm smoking. Oh, right on. Some of these are pretty rough, so we have to, if you look, this one doesn't have any holes in it. This one is loaded full of holes. So we'll throw him to the side and make him a binder. You'll see the difference in the binder later. We'll be using Cameroon tonight. Yeah, coffee's the number one, dude. I get coffee like all the time. And I get this. I was talking to there's another guy named Mike Fish. He nailed it the other day. There's a flavor that I get. I can't. There is no real name for it. We call it. He called it. What did he call it? Sweaty gym socks. No, I do not, William. I cannot. I mean, I can, but I don't. I don't have the correct licensure and tax stuff from the federal government. I roll for events and for pleasure and for entertainment. I took last week off because Thursday was Christmas, of course. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday, no matter what you celebrate or where you're at or any of that. Musty, exactly. It's he called it like sweaty gym socks. And I'm like, damn, I think you're right. It's this cheesy, I don't really even know how to explain it. It's like every time I get it in a cigar, and it's usually Dominican tobacco, usually very, very Dominican. That I tore the crap out of this one. Can we make it fix? I doubt it. We're going to try, but I don't think so. Nice recovery, Math. So I used up all the stuff I need for the flag. Sometimes you have to do things a little unorthodox. I'm okay with that too. Ooh, that one's going to be ugly. Yes, I actually do. I get PNW to be able to tell you all about the fight against the scrap leaf. And so can aromatics. They are definitely all in the fight. And aromatics is more of a pipe smoker than I am. But I will. No, sir, they are not. Shoot. Come on, give me one more. This is when we reach back over to the pile of the busted ones and try to find a spot on it that's close to this color. It's always the hard part about having to pull a flag out of another cut, out of another leaf, is trying to get the color to be as close as possible so you don't want it to stand out really badly. The flag is what I'm getting ready to cut and wrap around it to create the double or the triple cap. This glue is called Burmacol. It's just a vegetable gum, odorless, tasteless. Doesn't add anything to the cigar, just helps me hold it together. There we go. Only my favorite Vitola tonight. Vitola is the... Do I brand my cigars? Yes. Dude, everybody sucks at flags. Except Bliss, of course. And Mike Fish. They're the masters. Fish is definitely the master. Bliss is too. Do I brand my cigars? Yes. I don't have any. Oh, where are they at? I don't want to hide stuff from myself. Yep. Shit, me. B&W, we're just trying to keep up with each other. That's one of the bands that I have. Here are a couple. That's my favorite. That's my second favorite. This was the first band I ever made. This one I like. I made this one when we started playing with Honduran tobacco. That's too dark. Too dark. Yes, I smoke mostly my cigars. I mean, I've got a relatively decent collection of commercial cigars, but I when I buy commercial cigars, I tend to lean towards the more rare and exotic. I figure if I'm going to spend my money on something that I can create myself, it needs to be rare and exotic. There's a difference when you made. Thank you. How do you cut the bands on a Cricut? A Cricut, like we print them out and then it usually does the trick. You know, commandeered the wife's Cricut. Don't like doing that, but there's a piece that was up. Oh, that one was ugly. That band did not play nice, did it? Yeah, you are absolutely right. Jeff, you're one of the first channels I saw. You and Bliss for sure, but yours was one of the ones I really watched because I kind of resonated with you. It's like we're kind of the same. Yeah, and honestly, I use an El Cheapo printer that I picked up at the Wally World. Hope I got San Andreas. Every Thursday at 7:00 is the schedule for my lives. Trying to get to 500 so we can stop having people getting booted off. So any of you guys that haven't subscribed, please do. It's kind of the change. The games change a little bit as you start climbing in subscriber numbers. Yeah. PNW's number is much higher than mine. Dude, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I have 458 right now, I believe. Trying to get to 500. No. How old are you? Subscribe. I am in my 50s, but I don't think there's an age requirement. Oh, it will say that this is not made for kids because it's a controlled substance. Tobacco is a controlled substance. Thank you. I'm trying to get to 500. It puts me closer to 1,000. I'm trying to keep it in small increments just to make it not so overwhelming. And once you hit 500, YouTube stops throttling you like they usually do with my streams. So, but then if you're under 1,000, they really throttle the amount of active viewers you can have. Thank you so much. I can neither confirm nor deny that question, Mr. Quality Zen. Yes, he does. Man, these are little tiny San Andreas ones. Ones I rolled with earlier were a lot bigger. Well, I'm rolling full, super long. That's almost a Lonsdale. And they're really long. I hate cutting them. I do. Seen too much in this world to not. When I was in the Navy, we were in I actually got to go to Jerusalem and walk his path. Half he carried the cross. Been to the temple of the Holy Sepulchre. You know, been to all the places. It was one of the coolest days of my life. I mean, to the Wailing Wall, left a prayer in the Wailing Wall. That was 1990. Wow, 1993, I believe. I remember correctly, 1992, 1993. What are the cigars at the top? These are the bunches. Then these turn into these when I put a wrapper on them. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really strange. Out of all the places I went to when I was in the Navy, it was I took pictures everywhere. I mean, like lots and lots and lots of pictures. But when we got to the church of the Temple of the Holy Sepulchre, it almost felt inappropriate. Awesome. I appreciate that. I got to do a lot of cool stuff. I will say that for sure. I mean, my grandfather was in the Navy in World War II. My dad was in the Army in Vietnam. We had members of our family on both sides of the Civil War. Nobody was active for Korea. But yeah, my family is, and both my mom and my grandma both worked for the federal government for decades. They both retired directly from the feds. Made pretty good lives. Full Coronas are doing their jobs tonight. That one's much better. Yeah. I don't know what it says. To be honest, I don't know what the Bible says about smoking. Sorry, the microphone decided it wanted to jump off my shirt. How did I find out I had this talent? We went to Jamaica on vacation, and I hadn't smoked a cigar in, man, I don't know, 10 years maybe? Easily 10 years. And I smoked a Cuban while I was there, and it was phenomenal. It's just as I remembered it being. So, and then we came back, and I found there's a company we just used their initials LO. It's where some of us buy our leaf. There's a couple of other companies we buy leaf from, but my wife got me a rolling kit for Christmas, and I rolled 20, and I was hooked. I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want all the things. And that's was a year ago, the end of December, that I started rolling. I haven't been rolling long, but I wanted to learn the traditional way first. Let's talk about how our bodies are temples of God. True. What was I saying? Man, scatterbrained. Oh, anyway, so yeah, I wanted to learn the traditional way first. I wanted to learn the way the Cubans did it in the fields. You know, they don't have these huge cutting boards. They might have a pocket knife. They may have a Chevette. They might not. Who knows? Just depends. But for the first 3 or 4 months, I didn't even own a mold. I rolled everything in newspaper, just like they do in the fields. And I think it was just cool. And we had a work event. We were putting in a new HVAC unit at work, and I had some time to kill while all the guys were at lunch. And it's a soft head. Yeah, just wrap it. Had some time while the guys were at lunch, and I pulled out some tobacco and started rolling. And there were half a dozen guys. Most of the guys that were on that crew. There was a lot of Latino origin, excellent human beings. But one guy walked up to me and goes, "Hey, do you roll Nicaraguan? I was like, sometimes. I said, this one's Dominican. And I had a bunch of stuff with me and gave him one I'd already rolled. And he was super happy. And I love giving them away. It's kind of weird. I love sharing these things. There's a video I posted about cars. Yes, that's true. You do not inhale. It's a manner of, let me get another wrapper and I'll show you how there's a binder on these that hold all the filler leaves together. You can see it's kind of spiraled just like this guy is, and that holds the bunch together. Yeah, so just walking around breathing outside. I'm a Freemason too, so I've come to this realization that it's a term we talk about, a term we've heard a lot in Freemasonry. It's memento mori. It's remember you must die. So I don't fear death. I don't worry about it. If it's going to come for all of us, it's the debt we all must pay. So just do it in moderation and don't get out of control with it. I very rarely drink alcohol. Just past stuff, and alcohol and I don't get along too well. Yeah, I heard an old man say one time, I thought this was funny. I heard an old man say, God, young boy, and he said, why'd you quit drinking? He said, I wasn't thirsty anymore. And I kind of borrowed that one. And that's the truth. I just wasn't thirsty anymore. I smoke cigars every day. Every day. It's very rare that I don't smoke a cigar. Like I sat here this morning and bunched these up. I'm looking out. There's a window right here that looks out into my backyard. I sat here and kind of rolled cigars and had one burning up here. It's kind of it was the first cigar of the year too, which was nice. I actually smoked one of mine. I had planned on smoking this one I'd gotten in when we were in Tampa. And I was like, I want to smoke. I want the first cigar of 2026 to be one of mine. That way I could look back at the end of the year and realize, yeah, that was mine that I smoked and it was good. And it was really good. Oh yeah. The misting the work boards. Those guys usually are using stainless steel. It's called the wet method. And it, with the right wrapper and the right wrapper, it will actually make it smoother. It makes the veins be less prominent as well. Helps you keep it tighter. But these wrappers are pretty well cased. Ooh, that one barely made it. Cool. And that's 4. All right. Now we're going to do something totally different. And now for something completely different. P&W, it's Jason, right? Cool. Yeah, the scrap bucket is over here. It's an 18 and a half gallon container full of scrap leaflet stuff you just saw me pick up and move. Nice. Awesome. Now we're going to switch to P&W's most favorite of all wrappers, the lovely, lovely Ecuadorian shade wrapper. And I do like this stuff too. It is just finicky to work with, but I've been casing this for about 18 hours. Casing is when you start gently misting them with water to make them pliable and soft so that you can stretch them and bend them and they don't just tear to shreds. I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 while I'm in here, just so I don't have to worry about it. It does. It kind of feels like a really thin leather too. It's very stretchy. Very, very stretchy. And we don't waste anything. Any of the little scrap pieces, they all go in a bucket. I've got a trash can to my left. So I've heard. I've got a trash can to my left that I put the central stems in, and they go in my compost pile out back, along with anything that's just too raggedy and too far gone. Oh, that's cool. Get to smoke one with your dad. That's awesome. I wasn't into cigars before my father passed away, but he wasn't into tobacco at all. It was not his jam. He smoked a pipe. He was a police officer. My biological father was a police officer. He's a good man. I just didn't know him very well. Unfortunate events kept us apart. That's all right. We got to know each other before he passed. And ultimately, that's what's important. So I haven't tasted a grape leaf like that. I mean, I've eaten quite a few grape leaves. No, my last name is Greek, and it's about the only Greek thing about me. The rest of me is just an Irish mutt. Ooh, gotta fix that. That's terrible. Could almost done that one Dominican style. Nice. And like I said, death is a part of life. It's something we cannot avoid. So I try my best to live each day, talk to my children as often as is humanly possible. I'm actually surprised she's not on. My youngest usually jumps on and moderates. She lives in North Carolina. That's actually why I started streaming, just so it was an easy way to hang out and just do stuff together. I mean, we talk often, very often. I love that. It's one of my favorite things. My other children are grown and living their own lives. And I talk to them quite often too. Not as often as I'd like, but I also realize that they are full-fledged adults and got their own things to deal with. This one I could have almost rolled Dominican style, but I decided to just stick with the triple cap. Yeah, true. It's been this whole process with moving out here. We found this house 2 months ago, and Jessica's my wife. We refit sailboats for fun, or at least we did. And when I say fun, I mean it's psychotic that we even attempt it, but we do it. And we've done 5 different boats together. And we have this checklist. As if we were hunting for a boat. So we were hunting for our next project. If the boat we looked at matched 80% of the things on the list, well, that was our project. But when we pulled up to this house, it matched 100% of the things on our list. And we pulled the trigger immediately. Funny part about it was I hadn't talked to my realtor in over a year. In about a year. Didn't have any financing set up, any of that. So in 22 hours, and we found out from the owner's agent that they weren't accepting offers after 4 p.m. the next day. And it's like 3:30. So in 22 hours and change, we managed to pull off pre-approvals and all this stuff and got our offer in right at the squeaking the line and won. I appreciate that. Yes, you should definitely not smoke. That's YouTube would love for me to say that. You should not smoke. Tobacco is bad. And as I said earlier, anything in excess is bad. My excess right now is coffee. But there's nothing like smoking a cigar with a good cup of coffee. It's just kind of perfect way to start the day, perfect way to have lunch, end the day. It's all good. Truth, very truth. It was definitely meant to be. But it's on 3 acres. 2 acres of it's cleared. I made a post on Facebook the other day in the cigar rollers group. But I'm definitely, I've got 11 different varietals of Cuban strain tobacco and some Connecticut stuff too. But we're going to grow 80 plants, the 60 to 80 plants the first year. See how the soil does. It's sandy loam, so it looks like it's the right type of soil. But who knows? I'm going to have the cooperative extension do soil testing for me, see what she needs versus what it has, and we'll amend as needed. Thing is, we grew Tennessee Fire Cure last year. We didn't fire cure it, of course. We just air cured it. I prefer air cured tobacco. But we had 21 plants. I gave my mom 3. I gave my daughters 3. I gave my son 3. Kind of did it as a weird competition. It was kind of fun. But I ended up with 12 pounds or so of tobacco. And I've got to build a kiln. It ended up getting done being air dried and cured right about the time we started to move. So it hadn't been fermented or anything yet. But I'm going to build a kiln or I'm going to call it a kiln because I don't know what else to call it. Yeah, 12 pounds. It was a pretty decent harvest. Good. Not real big leaves. But then again, we were growing in 5-gallon containers too. I wasn't growing in Mother Earth. Oh, the glue is super sticky tonight. But the strings I've chosen, Jessica was actually quite smart and said, "Are you sure you want to try to grow a full acre the first year, not knowing what the soil is like, and with a bunch of other projects going on?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're kind of right." I kind of balked at first, but reality is she was right. I mean, it's still going to work. It's a lot of work throughout it, from planting the seed, from sprouting the seeds, all the way through to harvest. It is a lot of work, and I don't mind it. I love being outside. I love having control of what I use. I can tell, it's like being able to have that control of whatever product I happen to be working with, be it vegetables or tobacco. Try to live a relatively clean life. These are my vice. This and good strong coffee. Right on. Thank you. I'm going to be that guy again and say, if you haven't subscribed, please do. We're trying to get to 500. It gets us that much closer to 1,000. And, small increments make it a lot easier bite to chew. This wrapper did get kind of bruised up, but that's okay too. Man, we've only got 2 left. So Rich. And we've only got 2 left to wrap. Oh no. And then we'll have to start bunching. That's where it actually gets kind of fun. I like bunching. I like wrapping too, but it's much more, you absolutely have to pay attention. Bunching, you can kind of haphazardly do at it, but you got to still play within the limits, or you'll end up trying to, you'll end up with a cigar that's trying to draw through this board. And that's not happening. Nothing more frustrating than looking at it, picking a cigar, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And you cut the tip off, you get it lit nice, and then you try to draw through it and you can't get anything through it. That's so frustrating. It still happens to me. I'm not perfect by any stretch. I will still make a mistake in a heartbeat, especially if I get in a hurry or. Amen to that. Got to get outside. Oop, gotta cut that tip off. I don't like that. Nope. I'm gonna leave it. Man, 60. Wow. A lot of folks do. Yeah, I don't like the book method either. What size do I prefer? My absolute favorite Vitola is this one right here, the 42. Thank you very much. I don't consider myself very skilled. I consider myself still new. I heard this when I first started rolling, and it made sense to me, and it's kind of how I've gauged my progress. In a factory in Dominican or in Nicaragua or in Honduras or wherever it happens to be, rollers, professional rollers that do this for a living every day, roll anywhere between, well, we've all heard the story of I can roll 500 cigars in a day. That's a lot of cigars. But I figure the average is about 200 a day. We'll just say 200 cigars a day. So as my number of cigars rolled has climbed, that's how I've judged my my progress. And I'm judging it at 200 a day. Well, actually, I did kind of use the 500 a day because there's a Cuban roller in Tampa, Odelma Matos. She runs La Forona. Her claim to fame is that she can roll 500 a day. 500 a day is an insane number. But I have rolled in a year 1,251 as of right now. This is 1,251. So that's how I've judged my progress. Every 500 is a day. And every 500 cigars I roll is one day on the factory floor. Keeps me humble. Nice. We had a blast in Tampa, dude. We really did. We had an absolute blast. Oh, thank you, Don. I appreciate that. Yeah, we went to Tampa. We stayed a couple of days. We actually stayed in Ybor. And I wanted to just hang out. I'm like, do we have to go back to Virginia? Can we just stay here? This place is kind of awesome. It was warm and the cigars were awesome. And the coffee was, whoa. We went to the Columbia. If you guys ever get to go to Ybor, go have dinner at the Columbia restaurant. It's iconic. The food's incredible. The staff are awesome too. They've got each one of them has their own shtick, for lack of a better term. You're in Miami? Nice. Yeah, that's the other cigar capital. That's my next stop in the continental U.S. for cigars. I'm going to Cali Ocho and go to La Titan de Bronze. See all those. And I want to go to Orlando, believe it or not. There's one of the guys I buy rare cigars from. He's in Orlando. And I've bought quite a few of his cigars. And well, he's not the roller. He's not the manufacturer. He's the broker, for lack of a better term. But the stuff he procures is off the charts good. And all of it's super aged. Yes, the restaurant, exactly. And for as thin as this leaf is, it is so forgiving tonight. You can see we got 70% humidity in the room. Big AC Infinity sitting behind me doing its job. I have a, let's see, what is it? It's a 7-liter AC Infinity Cloud Forge. Certainly not sponsored by AC Infinity, but I would sure like to be for many, many reasons. Wow. Yeah, it's been a great conversation tonight. Humid is good. It makes the leaves a little more happy, makes them easier to work with. As you can see, it's nice. See how much I can stretch this leaf? It's so thin. I mean, like thinner than paper thin. Oh, thank you. All right, Roy. Have a great one, man. I appreciate you stopping by. If you feel like dropping a subscribe, that would be awesome. I would greatly appreciate it. We'll be back next Thursday. If you guys want to come hang, if you want to come hang out again, I'd really appreciate it if you did. More the merrier. About good conversation too. That's what this is really about to me, is just hanging out, doing what I love to do. And oh, awesome. Thank you. Totally not Timmy. Hi, how you doing? Appreciate you stopping by. These flags are so much bigger than they need to be. I mean, so much bigger. The Cuban triple cap is 2.5 times around. And this is 3. This will be 3 full runs. I've seen where, yeah, me too, dude. Me too. Yeah. The problem I face is the other guys that stream that I like to watch, they're on the West Coast. So when they go live, I'm getting into bed. I'm like, darn it. I'm good. Totally not Timmy. How about you? Hey, adventure artist. That is my beautiful, beautiful, amazing wife. She's in the other room. She took down the Christmas tree. She's like, I'm going to take down the tree while you stream. I was like, all right, cool. Normally Thursday nights is her late night to work, so it doesn't interrupt. Man, look at how that one came out. Wow. It's going to be a shorty. Not quite. All right, you guys ready for the next step? All right, Timmy. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. Please kick a subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, now the game changes, folks. Now the game changes. Put away this mold. All right, now we're going to do something outrageous. Well, it's not outrageous. It's Steve Saka's already doing it. I feel I'm in New York, so something. True. Oh, wow. Thank you from Greece. Nice to see you. All right. Now, there's been a lot of talk lately of laying pipe tobacco in the middle of cigars. This is St. James Parish Perique, the only place it's made in the world. And it is absolutely amazing. It's an earthy, peppery flavor. It's got a great funk to it. But look, it's almost black. I really wish you guys could smell this. If you've never smelled Perique, mostly Dominican, yes, mostly Dominican. I use Nicaraguan like chefs use salt and pepper, just a sprinkle here and a sprinkle there. This is from Louisiana. We're going to use it tonight like Ligero, like the middle. But I thought it would be interesting. This is from one vendor. Try and get it stretched out. And this is from a different vendor. It's all from the same place. Oh, my Lord. There'll be a difference. Oh, wow. This one's a lot more pungent. Yeah, I do too, dude. I do too. I love it in my pipe. All right, look at the difference between the two vendors. This vendor frog legs it. This one lays it whole leaf. And I mean, there's a difference in color too. This is black. I mean, black. This has still got some brown in it. Wow. This is going to be fun. It smells so amazing too. All right. Yeah, I smoked one of the Stillwell Star by Steve Saka or Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust, and I was like, wow, that has a lot of Kia in it, and that's not the right bag. Nope, wrong bag. But it was such an interesting flavor that I rolled a couple with Honduran and Dominican, and then put some Perique in the middle of it. And dude, it brought the blend to life. I mean, it was like that was the ingredient it was missing, and I didn't even know it. I have too many bags of wrapper and binder curing or casing. Animal Jones, nice. Thank you from New Zealand. Nice to see you. Appreciate you stopping by. Here we go. This is my favorite binder, wrapper, filler in the whole world. It is, of course, Cameroon. Yeah, I have some from LO and WLT. The WLT seems to be blacker or darker. Here's the WLT. I mean, it's heavy. And this one is the LO, the one that you still had some stuff in it. All right. So that'll be interesting with Cameroon. Yes, they can be the same, but most of the time it's not. You can take the different layers, the wrapper, the filler, and the binder, and make them different things and really put together something spectacular that crosses multiple different countries and different flavors. So I kind of thought about that at New Year's Eve, what I wanted to accomplish this year rolling cigars. And I think what I wanted, well, I don't think, I know what I want to do this year. I'm going to focus more on blending this year than I have. Yes, TLS with Cameroon, exactly. I've ordered enough of it that I've like have a bag of wrapper and a bag of filler, and then of course a big bag of binder. I'm addicted to this stuff, man. Is that a Cuban? No, it's not. We would like to be able to get Cuban tobacco in the States, but we cannot. but there is a lot of amazing tobacco in other countries that are not under embargo by our government and have been under embargo. But if it hadn't been for the embargo, we wouldn't have had, the Fuentes of the world, or we probably would have had them, but it would have been different. Oops. That one. Right, there we go. The tobacco. Because of the embargo that President Kennedy put in place in 1962, because of all the stuff that was going on down there in Cuba. I'd like to go to Cuba one day. Actually, I'd like to go to the tobacco fields in Cuba. That's the real truth of it. Or Dominican or Florida or any of them. All right. And we got our binder set up. Where is my mold? All right. So is the first mold I ever bought. It is a 50 by 8. I rolled a mini cigar on this thing. Oop. Get this dude out of the way. Stick him up there. I like to be able to sit the mold. No, I do not sell them. If you like the taste of Cameroon, grab it. The TLS stuff is actually good. It can be a little rough as far as quality goes, but it is Cameroon. This stuff is so delicate. So delicate. This is one of those leaves you don't even try to touch it unless it's cased. Cased meaning having moisture put into it. I've learned that the hard way. It's not something you even try. And we talked the other day about taking the center stem out. Most of the time I do take it out. It's because it makes it, I think it clogs the cigar up. And I did see that article that Rojas did where they leave him in. I smoked the unfinished business the other day from Rojas, and it was a damn good cigar. I can't lie. It was a damn good cigar. All right, we're using 2 Viso and 1 Seco. As I said earlier, the Seco is from the bottom of the plant. The Viso is from the middle of the plant. And the Ligero is from the top of the plant. And there's one above that too. It's mythical. It's the Medio Tempo. I think Medio Tempio or something like that. I always screw that up. But the mythical Ligero. It's like ultra strong, ultra flavorful. And as you see, look at the center vein in that Perique. I mean, that's massive. That would absolutely clog the cigar up. Wow. I bought some of TLS's, their stock cut, their stock cut Piloto. And it was quite lovely. All right. Go over here and grab us some of this Condego. This cigar is going to have more Viso in it than anything. Well, with the exception of the Perique. I always claim the Perique is like a Ligero because it is strong and peppery and powerful and high in nicotine. Lord Almighty. And try to put the Perique towards the middle. That way it has plenty of opportunity to burn. Come back and do our fill-ins. Get a little piece of the Perique left over. You can open your bunch back up, See, I've got individual tubes, and you can drop it right back in the middle like you would a Lajero. And I'm more than likely going to roll these pretty loose. That's okay too. I tend to draw with a very loose draw. In the video I made, cigars 40% stems. Wow. And brother, we appreciate your support. That's something else I love that happens within our community as rollers. We're not competing with each other, and I think that's amazing. We're all here to support each other. We just kind of work together. I like that. In life, there's enough competition in life. It doesn't need to be everything. This can just be about comradeship. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use that word. I'll get called a communist. Or camaraderie. Getting the glue from myself. And like I said, I tend to roll very loose bunches. It's because I can't stand a tight draw. I have been known to throw cigars out the window that the draws are too tight. It's 5 5/8, that'll be fine. Cut them back to Robustos. Scissors. We take these heads, or the head that you put in your mouth, and you cut this edge. Just cut it at a slight angle. It creates a bevel on top that kind of matches the bevel in the top of the mold. And then you squish her down in there gently, tighten it in, and that's a way small bunch. That's okay. I don't mind. Yes, exactly, Jeff. Exactly. I don't take people's word for it. I try it myself. I'm the same way. Did I literally lose a whole pile of binders? Here they are. They were hiding. Oh, and with these, with the Cameroon binders from TLS, I do tend to use doubles. It's about the only time I use doubles. It's just not my favorite thing to do. And this one's going to roll funky, but that's okay too. This is the Honduran Hamas from the Hamastron Valley. WLT had gotten some of this a while back, and I bought a pound of it because I was already in love with Honduran tobacco. That does not shock me as far as padrones being loaded with stems. Does not shock me in the slightest. And I'm using the Chevetta because to cut out the stems. Normally I'll just tear them out, but we've been working outside quite a bit today, trying to get projects done around here. And my hands are pretty shot. Perique. These are going to have to dry for like at least 10 days or so. Nice. Wow, that's to be compared with Moses. That's something. The voice, strangely enough, comes from high school. My senior year, I worked at a radio station. I did their evening show. It was kind of fun. It was a lot of fun. But that's where the voice is mine. It's just a little deeper because I smoked a lot of cigars today. A lot. A lot. Yep. Almost forgot. When I see this one, because it's so raggedy, I'm going to leave the stem in. Thing I always remember is try to make sure you don't, when you're rolling these bunches, that you don't twist it If you keep it untwisted, you won't jack up your draw. And don't roll it super tight. Lord, don't roll it super tight. That's the mold's job. It's the mold's job to tighten everything down, not yours. Your bunch is just to hold it together. Thanks, brother. That's awesome. You should do audiobooks. Actually, that's not a bad idea. When we were, Jessica and I are not professional sailors, but we've done our fair share. As actually something we had thought about for we got into the Caribbean or whatever. We were as a way to make income while we were sailing, and recording audiobooks was a pretty good idea. My mom would be very, very happy to hear that. Yeah, you think my voice would sound awesome reading the Bible, and I think it would too. That would make her very, very happy. They are my anchor in this world. My family and my family, definitely my anchor. It's something I did when we were sailing a lot more. For Christmas, I gave them each literally a small silver anchor, just to remind them that no matter where my children and my mom and Jessica, of course, my wife, I gave them all the same anchor because they're all my anchor. They keep me sane in this crazy, crazy world we live in. Have I tried Padron? Yeah, I smoked a few Padrones. I'm going to be the weird one in the world and say Padrones are not my favorite. I smoked a 2000, a 3000, a 4000, a 1964. I've smoked a bunch of them, and it just how do I say this? I want more out of a cigar, which is why I lean Dominican. Good gracious, look at this one. Wow. This one's almost shredded. I'm going to be happy to get a strip out of this. Yep, there's my strip. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, it smells so good too. No heavy ammonia smell. Something I always worry about with the heavily fermented tobaccos. You're right, brother. You're right. Slow. Probably going to wrap 5 or 6 of these. And something else too. I tend to, when I roll a bunch of cigars, I try to roll in even numbers. I mean, there's 2 sides to the leaf. So I try not to have a bunch of random stuff laying around. Ooh, look at that. That freak snuck out on the outside. Get back in there where you belong. That's how you end up with a weird burn. So just to reiterate, this blend is Jamastran Seco, Dominican Olor Viso, and Nicaraguan Condega Viso with St. James Perique as Lajero. Oh, that's a big one. Later, brother. Y'all take it easy. I appreciate y'all coming. See y'all on your stream. See you on the Facebook. On the Facebook. God, I sound like I'm 400 years old. Add it on the Facebook. I tend to do when I'm doing a new blend, I'll tend to roll 4. And I'm rolling a cigar. Good vibes. I'm rolling a cigar. Well, actually, I'm bunching a cigar right now. Use the correct terminology. But as I was saying, I tend to roll 4 to 6 in a new blend. And 2, I'll immediately start to dry. If I do 4, 2, I'll immediately start to dry. And the other 2, I'll set aside for a month, 3 weeks, a month, something like that, to see how the flavor develops over time. Dude, there are so many tubs in this room. Ridiculous. There are tubs with leaf tobacco in them. There are tubs with cigars in them. There's a half a tub with short filler. Good night, brother. I'll see you soon. Appreciate you stopping by. We will see you soon. All right. Yeah, this Nicaraguan's losing its case, so it's going to get very crunchy. Very, very crunchy. Then again, Nicaraguan is typically very crunchy. It's a thinner leaf. Nice. Well, hello, Kiki God 8. Are you DEA or what's your deal? Or are you just being funny? No, sir, I do not. I do not. Do not work for a federal agency in any way, shape, or form. Well, nice. Appreciate the feds stopping by. We're not breaking any laws. All of the aforementioned products were legally obtained through normal retail channels. That's actually one of the reasons I looked at growing my own tobacco is for the, under 0.9 of an acre, which is what anything above an acre is considered commercial. So, with the availability of leaf kind of getting weird, and I mean, just just being weird. Yeah, sometimes it's available, sometimes it's not. I chose to grow varietals that I use in my blends. Now, obviously, I can't grow. I mean, I can grow the leaf perique, but I can't do the fermentation process, not without some serious capital outlay. And I have spent enough money in this already. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Oh, right on. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're just having a good time. Amazing how these bunches that are not pretty, like on my hand like this, turn into something so beautiful. I got that one almost all the way to the end. And I was saying about this Cameroon being no, just tobacco. Yeah, YouTube frowns on the green stuff, and I'm trying to make something of this. To be able to share my love of this amazing leaf that has been around for a very, very long time. Beautiful. All right, let's do. Yes, buddy, it is absolutely satisfying. Layden, Rawad, hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Well, this is the last binder that I have out. So let's roll one more. I'm not taking the stem out of that one. A little Honduran. A little Dominican. A little American. And last but certainly not least, a little bit of Nicaraguan. Awesome. The wood is, it's a mold. It shapes the cigar. I mean, I get a basic shape in my hands, and then the mold completes the shape, locks it all in, makes it nice and tight, and gives it its final form. And that's what happens when you leave a stem in. You doing trying to sneak out of there, back in the middle where you belong. Yes, sir. All leaves. This is a big one. This one's going to be still a nice loose draw. Whew, bit me. And because I didn't roll it super tight, it's still a nice, pretty bunch. Whew. What seed varietals? Criollo 98, Connecticut 49, an Olor, maybe a Voleta Abajo. I say that right? It's the region of Cuba. It's a smaller plant. But kind of the way I've got it stepped out in the garden is the Connecticut 49 will be in the back because it's 6 to 8 feet tall. And then the Olor will be in front of it because it's 5 to 6 feet tall. And then the Voleta Abajo will be in the front because it's 4 to 5 feet tall, kind of a step stool going up. That way each plant will have the same amount of light regardless of what time of day it is, and they won't shade each other. It's going to be cool. I'll take a bunch of pictures and probably shoot a video or two of that up on YouTube. Yeah, I bought Connecticut broadleaf. I bought Connecticut shade. I bought Indian black. I literally bought 11 different varietals. No, I have not grown C249 before. It looked like an even mix where I can sun grow it and still get some decent wrapper out of it. I'm not worried about growing, the perfectly gorgeous yellow shade wrapper. I like it, but it's not really my absolute thing. I like a darker wrapper, something with a little more Maduro-esque, a little more power to it, a little more depth of flavor. Not that the Connecticut is not, because it definitely has its own unique flavor, and it is strong and beautiful. What I really like to do is take light wrappers and put them on super strong cigars. It's kind of a little haha, gotcha. You thought it was weak. All right, let's see how these guys press out. Any weird stickouts? Nope. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, that was what I had planned for tonight. That's what I had planned. Share the plants in a different stream. I absolutely will. Most definitely. That'll probably be during the day, though, because obviously we'll see them very well at night. But they'll go. We'll start our steeds in late February. I start them in late February. Give them 30 to 45 days to get good and hard, and then we'll move them outside. The soil we have is sandy loam. Apparently, there's the county we live in is famous for two things. That's tomatoes and tobacco. So should be pretty interesting. Apparently, there was quite a bit of tobacco grown back here back in the day. They don't anymore. It's almost all just tomatoes. But there's tomatoes and tobacco like similar things, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier. So we'll see. But like I said, I'm going to test the soil in 7 or 8 different spots, and to try to get an overall view of the 0.9 acre that I'm allowed to grow legally. Yeah, it should be pretty good. It smells awesome. It smells nice and alive and strong. And I'm like, all right, we'll see what happens. But unfortunately, we're still in the depths of winter. Trying to open the press up over my shoulder. A little bit more. There we go. Oh, shoot. Broke it already. All right. Ooh, there we go. Oh, gross. We've had a lot of wind. That's been one of the big differences in this area compared to where we lived before, is there's a lot of wind. Do it. Absolutely, dude. Just do it. I mean, I've seen them grown in pots. You can grow them literally anywhere. Tobacco is literally will grow like a bloody weed. It does not care wherever it happens to be. It can be learned, Jeremiah. It absolutely can be learned. Anybody can do this. You just have to put in, you have to give it the old college try and the effort to get it done. That's really all there is to it. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of scrap that's left over. So out of those, 5, 6 cigars I just rolled, all of this is the trimmings, and there's still some more on the table. But all of this, I will still turn into a cigar. You're right, dude. I did hear that. There's the Connecticut 49 is supposed to be quote unquote deer resistant. We shall see. We've got we had 4 deer in the yard this afternoon, or the Friday that it done. Some cigars are most premium cigars are handmade. They do make them by some cigars are made by machines, but most of them are, all premium cigars are made by hand. And that is the truth of that one. All right, here's a question for you folks that like to. No, I keep the leaves whole, and then roll them into little tubes. It's called entubado, is the Spanish word for it. This means tube. You're essentially creating a bunch of straws so that you can move air from one end of the cigar to the other. I don't disagree with you on that one. I do not. Yeah, no. Gas station cigars are definitely not premium cigars. No, there's a lot of reconstituted stuff in those, and that's my issue with the cheaper stuff. Is it's got a bunch of other stuff. It's not pure tobacco in it, and that's my issue with most of the commercial cigarettes as well. Not cigars. No, I do not. Now you will once, and then you will never do it again. And it's a lung buster, for lack of a better term, an absolute lung buster. Folks, let's see. You're not supposed to take. Oh, wow. Is it your first cigar ever? LA Living 99? Oh, it is your first cigar. You're going to amaze me first out of the gate. Ooh, all right. Here's a question for you. Here's a question for you, LA Living. Do you drink coffee? And if so, do you like strong coffee? Now, they're for personal use, Josh. I don't have the proper licensing to sell tobacco. That's what I hear. I'm not really much into flavored cigars. No, absolutely. We're all I love opinions. That's kind of what this is all about. It's nobody looks down on anybody else for doing something that they don't. It's not a big deal. Everybody's just supportive and happy. True. Anyway, if you prefer darker coffee, I would probably go with, in all honesty, if it's really truly your first cigar, have a good cold brew. I'm not much on a recommendation because I don't know you and I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to you about it. But a lot of the times, the first cigar that when you walk into a cigar store that they'll point you to, if they know it's your first cigar, will be one of the Perdomos, like the champagne. It's very mild, and I mean it is very mild. If you want something with a little more kick to it, you find a Henry Clay. They got a little more pepper to them, a little more spice. No, that's half the fun of it. I love the talking. Me personally, I like hot coffee. I tend to drink it as hot as possible. Anyway. Oh, dude, you're absolutely right. Cameroon is a perfect place to start. To the Fuente, something in a Fuente. Yes, it is. Believe me, you'll inhale once and then you won't do it again. Not even a little tiny bit. Yeah, that's a good call. Oh, the Series G. Yeah, the Cameroon. That's a great shot. I'm not a huge Oliva fan, but the Series G, I will smoke that one till I run out of them. The Cohibas, once you smoke, and Randall, I'll say this: once you smoke a real Cohiba, an actual Cuban Cohiba, you won't smoke the other one. It's night and day difference. It's night and day, but it's a difference in terroir, as they call it. Yes, it is good. It is good. What's that other one? Doggone it. Shoot. Oh, the H. Upman Aged Cameroon Reserve. That is I love that cigar. And like I said, that's one of the big vendors that I don't usually deal with. I prefer the smaller guys. The more unique, the more craft blend, for lack of a better term. The more crafty blend. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap this up for today. You make Monica cigars? And for you, tell me what you want to see, Kiki. I'd like to. I'm here to please. Be careful soaking them in brandy. It'll make the tobacco really wet, and you'll have to let it sit for a very, very long time to dry out. More along the lines of letting it absorb the fumes. I stream every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Except for last because it was. No, I've never made a Monica cigar. Oh, that one I'll bring it up at the lounge. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Thursdays at 7 o'clock. Please come back and hang out next Thursday. I appreciate it. And please hit that subscribe button. It does more than you can even imagine. Oh, nice. Hello back from Virginia to Alaska. Man, that's great. Yes, that's very true too. That is very true as well. Just keep trying them. Don't be afraid to try anything. I mean, worst case scenario, you spend a few bucks and you don't like it. But if you don't smoke it, you won't know if you like it or not. And I've smoked cigars. I was like, I'm probably not going to like this. And it blew my mind. Kiki, that is a personal question. For me, it is something with Cameroon and Dominican tobacco. That's my personal favorite. Yeah, you too, brother. We'll see you soon. We'll see you on the Facebook. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. Please hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate y'all. And Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, I will see you all again. There'll probably be a couple of videos pop up during the week. Just whatever random stuff my brain happens to come up with. Anyway, talk to you guys later. I really appreciate it. Have a great evening, and we will see y'all soon. All right. What a great evening. Awesome. See you guys. Now I turn this off.